Alrighty, back for another one. All right, peeps. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get started with the bullshittery here. This is another issue that's happening in our community. So let's go ahead and watch.
Latest in the death investigation of a Charlotte woman in Mexico. The state attorney general's office of Baja California Sur has filed charges in the killing of Shanquella Robinson. The agency also says the extradition process is now starting. Robinson died while on vacation with a group of friends in Cabo last month. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre spoke to an attorney about these charges.
The charge is for a femicide, which is the killing of a woman. Now, in the U.S., that would be equivalent to a homicide, and it could mean anywhere from 40 to 60 years behind bars. The attorney I spoke to says more charges could be filed in Mexico, but also here in the U.S.
Any role that anybody played, they are likely to have to deal with some level of prosecution in Mexico as it relates to this, or potentially in the States, again, if any of those crimes happen on American soil.
Shanquella Robinson died after suffering a broken neck and severe spinal cord injury in Cabo last month, according to her death certificate. Attorney James Exum says, despite various accounts of her death, that is the most reliable.
With the medical side, and I do homicides, that's what you can rely on more than anything else, because that's just science.
The state attorney general's office of Baja California Sur opened the femicide case against the person allegedly responsible for killing Robinson. The agency filed an arrest warrant and extradition procedures to be carried out.
That type of offense that the person faces between 40 years minimum, 60 years maximum.
Damn, that's 40 years minimum.
The investigation remains open as the agency works to identify anyone else involved in her death. Exum says more people could be prosecuted.
The fact that they left Mexico under the guise that she died from alcohol poisoning, and it's clear that it's not that, then once you've left Mexico and come here, that could be an issue, because you can do it by commission or omission.
He adds any false statements made could be seen as obstruction of justice. The FBI Charlotte field office also opened its own investigation.
So if there's evidence that there was some plan before they got to Mexico, yeah, that would be a problem. Once you're back on U.S. soil, to the extent that there's an investigation here and you lie about it, you conceal things, you try to run, those could all be things that create charges against you here.
I reached out to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security on extradition efforts and have not heard back yet. In Southwest Charlotte, Jesse Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
Peeps. All right, so here's the deal. I'm just gonna. This probably I don't know how long this video is gonna be, because this has been plastered over social media. I think everybody's pretty much have seen what's been transpiring. So here's the thing that I want to take away from all of this. Okay, women. First things first. Okay, with the women, you all need to understand that you need to be careful about hanging out with other women. Okay, if you know anything about the animal kingdom, you know that females see other females as competition. Okay. Now, y'all should have learned this in high school when y'all had all these damn problems. I know y'all had problems and issues in high school. I seen it. I witnessed it. We literally had all these popular kids. Most of them were cheerleaders. They was together from, I think, 4th grade up until 9th grade. And then they split up and broke up. Egos, jealousy. Literally, I heard stories in the classrooms about this. Couldn't figure out what happened to everybody, but I figured out. And they were smart enough to get away from those people that, again, you're all popular, you're all, dating. Those are your competition. So they split up. Some of them went and found other friends that would look up to them because these other friends look up to them, saw them as, I don't can say mentors, but saw them as, leaders, people that they could model off of. But back to this case, okay? One of the things that women need to learn is that other women are going to be your competition, okay? When you get to elevate to a certain level, you gotta start hanging. You gotta start moving differently. You can't hang with the same people you hung out with when you was down at the bottom. You gotta make new friends. You gotta make new connections. You gotta move different than when you did when you was at the bottom. Okay, because the people that as you elevate, the people that you're running with need to be either at your level or above. Okay, and this is a situation that we don't know the context because no one's come out and said anything. Um, we know that girls love to fight each other for no reason. We saw the incident that happened in Hot Springs. I don't think I've ever made a video about that, but we'll look at that one too because this was a stupid reason to even go after someone. But this is the nature of women, right? So what I am telling you is number one, women, you need to stop hanging out with other women who don't have your best interest at heart. You need to stop hanging out with women who are not trying to, who is not on your level. Okay, you need to assess what you are, what you're about. Find people, network with people that are doing the same things or similar things as you, and hang with those people. Okay. Now, as far as the guys are concerned in that video, now I'm just gonna be blunt, okay? Remember how y'all talk about I'm a strong, independent, I don't need no man. Everybody talking about, well, why didn't the guys step in? They strong and independent. That's the number one thing that women, especially black women, always say: strong, independent, this, strong, independent, that. This is strong, independent. This is what happens when you're strong and independent. Why all of a sudden now, when y'all strong and independent, we talk about, well, why did the guys just sit there and record and do that? Y'all strong and independent. So I'm not gonna fault the guys for what they did, uploading this, recording the video, staying behind. Say, and I know one of them said, "Why aren't you fighting back?" Hey, listen, strong, independent. I don't need no man. But it's funny when something bad happens. All of a sudden now, the men are supposed to rush in and be the savior. I find that very funny and very interesting. See, one of the things I will tell you is that me, myself, you're never going to hear me talk about that I don't need no woman or I'm strong independent. First off, you don't even hear men do that stuff. Because, see, I know for a fact that I need people around. And until, I'm going to be honest with you, with this situation here, I hate that happened to her. The fact that she got set up, and because of, people she thought that were friends, which they obviously wasn't. And I'm sure there's some backstories or some other things that's gone on prior to this. But this is a situation where this whole strong independent thing, we need to throw that in the trash. You cannot be strong and independent. This is what happens when you're strong and independent. See, stuff like this don't really happen to women that are not strong and independent. Typically, this only happens to strong and independent because women who don't go around proclaiming that they're strong and independent and actually depend on a man typically stay their asses at home. Typically don't go on trips without their man. I don't even, you know what really bothers me? The fact now, did she have a boyfriend? I don't know. You got 3 guys from what I can tell and 3 girls, and ain't none of them dating, and they're just all friends. That is the weirdest shit. I mean, the weirdest thing ever. Weird. I know people are gonna say that. Well, you can't be that way. Guys and girls can be friends. Yeah, here you go. Guys and girls can be friends. That's the results. And trust me, that's the extreme. I've seen what happens when guys and girls are friends. I've been living in this world for a while. But my other thing that I want to do or want to say is that we got to do better as black people. You know, gotta do better. I'm gonna say something that I know is gonna catch a lot of heat. But you know, if we all came together, we would run this world. We would be the most we would be the most powerful group on this planet. But it's not gonna happen because of stupid shit like this. It's rare that you even see other black people, rally for other black people's success or try to pitch in and help. Other groups do it. The group that Kanye and Kyrie been talking about, they do it. But for some reason, not us. Shout out to there's a family in Mississippi that actually has bought. I think they said, I don't know if it was 9. I'll probably be lying, but I want to say it was somewhere around $7 or $9 million worth of property because they're planning on trying to recreate Black Wall Street. This is in Mississippi. Funny thing is, we got all these people that have all this money and they're not doing anything, but we got at least somebody that's trying to do some stuff. Anyways, another thing people need to start doing is going over to other countries and committing crimes. And you need to be familiar with the countries you go to because see, here in the US, we get away with so much bullshittery. Other countries don't stand for that crap. You see what happened to Brittany Griner? She thought that she was going to do what she did here. Now, keep in mind, as far as I know, she's been over to Russia multiple times. So she knew the law. But I don't know if it's lapse of judgment or whatever. Okay? But again, that's that strong independent. I don't need no man. And then I think in her case, I think people were saying that she was trying to become a man. I don't know what the hell for. You know, it's really weird because women literally have it so easy in this world, yet they want to imitate and move like men. I don't understand that. Listen, I wish I could be reincarnated, reborn as a woman. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was born a woman, I wouldn't. I would. It don't even matter what. I could have all kind of trauma, but the way I move, I would not be moving the way y'all are moving. I would happily keep my ass in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant. If it means living a prosper and happy life. But y'all don't want that. Y'all want problems, y'all want chaos, y'all want issues. I don't get it. But 40 to 60 years, 40 years minimum. Hopefully that sends a message. Hopefully that will send a message that other countries do not play. People think that Brittany Griner got 7 years just for having hash oil, whereas here, if you get, the same thing on marijuana or whatever, you get probably a year or two. Probably not even that. Over other countries, they don't play that bull. And this is where I will say that people need to wake the hell up. Because I'm telling you right now, you're very privileged. And that's fine if you want to do what you want to do, but you keep that here in the States. Don't go to other countries doing that crap because I'm telling you right now, you will suffer the consequences. And they're freaking lucky that it wasn't in the East what they did. Because I can tell you right now, They're lucky. 40 years at least, and I don't know how the Mexican system works, but at least they still get to live. Over there in the East, there's a chance that they could be at the firing squad, which they would deserve anyway. But I know that I'm sure it was an accident. Well, I don't know, because the more and more I see stuff coming out, the more I think that she got set up, and they really was trying to. I don't really think they was trying to directly kill her. I think it was an accident, but yeah, y'all got to start moving a lot better, women, black men. I guess continue doing what you're doing, because they strong, independent, don't need no man. I guess whenever they get done not needing a man, they'll act right, and then we can all get along like we did back in the day, back in the 50s and 40s and 30s, and even before slavery and during slavery. But until then, you're going to keep seeing stuff like this. And it's just fortunate because the way each group moves. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Y'all take care. I'm out. Peace, and I am gone.